Hello and welcome to Fired Up Extreme RC. Today I'm going to be showing you how to upgrade the drive shaft on your Traxxas / 4x4. The other day I managed to break the drive shaft, or bend it, on my Traxxas / 4x4. I had a head-on collision with a step. So today I'll be upgrading to the Tekno big bone center drive shaft. If you're going to order this part, make sure you order it with the outdrives as well. If it's your first time upgrading, you can just buy the drive shaft by itself, but if you don't have the outdrives, then you're going to come unstuck. So if you are upgrading to this part, make sure that you order the this one here, the big bone center drive shaft and outdrives for the / 4x4. So here's the Traxxas, and if I open it up, you can see there that the drive shaft it's knackered. Alright, it's taken a serious knock, head-on collision, and the drive shaft is completely bent. So yeah, it's in a bad way. It needs replacing. So let's tuck that out of the way there. Okay, so in order to do this, first of all, we're going to have to remove the front of the vehicle. There's a few screws that you need to remove in order to do this. You need to rotate the servo, as I've done there, and remove the screw holding the linkage arm to the bell cranks. So that's what we're going to do first. Once that's removed, you've got another 4 screws that need to come out. The 2 at the front of the chassis there, either side of the onboard audio if that's what you've got, and then 2 at the front of the chassis, left and right sides there. You'll also need to remove the 2 screws there holding the sway bars. And now with the front assembly removed, you can get rid of the old drive shaft. As you can see, this is well worn, and it's fit for the bin. Okay, with the stock drive shaft removed, we can now go about installing the Tekno big bone center drive shaft. So let's open this up here. Now, if you look at the difference between the 2 parts, obviously that one's broken, but the stock Traxxas drive shaft is hollow construction. So It's a bit more prone to bending, especially if you have a head-on collision like I did. The Tekno RC drive shaft is solid. It's a lot more hard wearing and will take a lot more punishment. So definitely an upgrade worth having. Okay, next thing that you want to do is prepare your outdrive. So for the front, you want to be using the smaller, the shorter, fatter outdrive rather than this longer, skinny one. So for the front assembly, it's the shorter, fatter outdrive rather than the long one, so get rid of that. And you also need the longer grub screw, so we'll get rid of that one there. First thing you want to do is take your O-rings and you need to put 2 O-rings into the outdrive. So just get it in there and use the drive shaft, push it all the way down to the bottom, and then same with the second one. Push them all the way down to the bottom there. So 2 O-rings into the bottom of the outdrive. So next up, what you want to do is just remove the existing outdrive. So line it up, get your Allen key, and then just loosen off that grub screw there. That's that removed, and then that just slides away like so. Then you can take your Tekno outdrive, line it up, slide that into place there, then take your grub screw, make sure that's screwed in nice and tight. So there we go, in position and ready. Then follow the same process for the rear outdrive. Line it up. Push it down into place. So there we go. 2 O-rings in place in the outdrive. Remove the grub screw. And I'll just slide off. So then take your outdrive, line it up, and then tighten up your grub screw. I recommend putting the grub screw in a little bit into the outdrive first rather than trying to screw it in once it's in place, because it's awkward as anything, especially if you've got awkward sausage fingers like myself. I also recommend using some thread locker, as I say, you don't want to be losing these grub screws. That would just be a disaster. So now with the outdrives on, it's just a case of putting the front assembly back in place and lining up the drive shaft. and when it's lined up, just screwing those screws back in.